the growth of concrete. Gone is the natural brick facing covered over with a more colorful, more artificial-looking veneer. I pull into a space, someone's driveway. No vacant lots means no vacant parking spaces, at least not on a Saturday morning. I get out of the car. A male person is about to make a delivery. In the doorway, a few steps up, an elderly man seems to be waiting for her. Several children are playing in the front. I look at the building, trying to interpose it upon the picture of my memory. The male person sizes up my questioning look and asks if she can help. Just looking. For some reason, my tone is tentative. The words are reluctant to come out. I used to live here. The man in the doorway shouts down at me, "No way you could have lived here." "Yeah, I did," my voice recovers. "Second floor in the rear." In my head, I was saying, who is this guy? What the hell does he know? Stan? Are you Stan? No, he's my brother. I'm Bernie. Bernie can't be. He was a fat kid. He approaches me. I notice that his gray mustache and golf cap mask the youth still in his face. "Are you really Bernie?" "I'm Pat Malerba." The name strikes a chord. He takes off his cap. I recognize him. "Pat, my God, Lily," she's still in the car. "Come out, this is my landlord's son." We chat for 20 or so minutes. Pat bought his siblings' interest in the property some years ago. He's the only person left on the block from the time when I lived there. He is known as the mayor of Bay 37th Street. Nothing happens on the block without Pat's counsel. The kids who are playing are his grandchildren. We speak of people gone to other parts and gone forever. Names come up, memories blossom, nudging more names and more memories laying dormant for years. A gentle cycle. We speak of Jesse Culloden and Jesse Levine and Howie Levinson and Alan Kepler and Artie Rendazzo and Jackie O'Brien, the only Irish kid in the neighborhood, and Sammy Marks and Myra Silverman, who married Harold Damsky long, long after she had dated Murray Weiss, my very oldest friend and still Uncle Murray to my kids, and Billy Zerfus and Chicky Cooper, who recently came to visit, the younger sibling of Buddy and Janet, the children of our neighbors and my parents' good friends who lived on the second floor front, and Cookie Schmelz, who lived in the adjoining building as the Jerry Buckman, and Danny Weiss, no relation to Murray, whose father owned a paint store at 24th Avenue just off 86th Street, and Takas Andromedis, whose sister had Down syndrome and who lived in a 4-story apartment building across the vacant lot from our windows. The only such structure on the entire stretch of Bay 37th Street, and God, wasn't it so huge then and so small now, and his mother's spinach pancakes that she could die for. And Ronnie Kramer, and Guido Anamara, and Freddie Figler, and Sandy Rosenblum, and Marty Riddick, and Normie Stern, and Sidney Grouch, and Vinny Anicello, and Frankie Fazzillo, and Josephine, what was her last name? Oh, the memories that pour out in the tarn right then and later and even at this moment. I give Pat my card, we hug. We were friendly but not particularly close as kids, especially since his parents eventually had us evicted because my brother and I used to fight from the moment my folks went out for an evening until they came home. We fought from one end of the apartment to the other, knocking plastic from the ceiling of the apartment below. And my father, with the determination of an alchemist, banging the radiator with a wrench on a cold winter morning, willing that each reverberation be converted into another degree of heat, apparently didn't help us to endear us to them. Bygones are bygones, and today Pat and I laugh about it. As we pull away, Lily comments on Pat being a funny name for an Italian. His name is Pasquale. As a kid, he answered to Patsy. We drive to Benson Avenue and 24th Avenue, where still stands PS 101. Out of my memory, it levitates the image of a little old candy man with his pushcart at the lights, with whom each day I would engage in an important transaction with the pennies my mother gave me after feeding me lunch. Then over to Lafayette High School at Bay 41st Street and Bath Avenue. I point out the steps where the picture of my only appearance in the yearbook was taken. As we drive past the athletic field, we see a football game in progress. I stop and shout, "Who are they playing?" And the name shouted back is one I've never heard. They are a team from Queens, which must be an innovation since I attended. In those days, we only played schools from Brooklyn. Ah, the wonders of modern transportation. I do not bother taking Lily to Booty. In an anomaly of planning, the junior high is a mile away, what is only a quick walk to the high school. Lily asks if we are near Coney Island. Yes, we are, and we head there, a skeleton at what it used to be. Not even close to its meagerly decent appearance when my dad and I brought her and my son Ezra there when she was about 6 years old. We park and have a hot dog and a root beer Nathan's. They serve only average dogs, now wimpy in size, but any former Brooklynite who has not had one in years will argue that these are the best dogs in the world. And I tell Lily how, after a hard day at the beach, we would be hungry and short of funds, and it being so crowded at Nathan's, we could wait until someone who had just procured a plate full of Red Hots was turning to dispense them to the waiting party, and how we would bump into that person and come away with a juicy reward. And to the end of the fun, we would brazenly watch the party end up one dog short, as we bid on the purloined jewel with relish, while being eyed suspiciously by the purchaser who now had to buy one dog additional at full retail price. From the time we leave Bay 37th Street till sometime after we leave Coney Island, I am a bit spacey. Lily wants to know if I'm okay. Do you remember the picture Flatliners, when the characters reach back and relive their memories? That is how I am feeling now. I am in the rush of nostalgia. And then we drive up to the venerable armory on Park Avenue in the mid-60s, the fashionable east side of Manhattan, to see an Italian trade exhibit which did nothing but reinforce what I was feeling. There are no memories of my own there, but the two presentations stoked the imagination and easily nudged me back to my state of Bay 37th Street mind. A fusion of 300 Valentino dresses so designed as to evince the experience of It's a Small World attraction, which first captivated me at the California Disney Park almost 20 years ago, and then a Baroque musical slide panorama of Italian art so magnificently done that it seemed as if a magic carpet was carrying my being into the pictures. The whirl of fantasy melding into the flow of nostalgia, a blending of the senses, one compounding the effect of the other. And then, from the sleekness of the Silk Stocking District to the sleaze and forced glamour of Times Square and Broadway. We decide to buy half-price theater admissions at Ticket Place and change our minds. Decide to see a movie, then change our minds. Decide to eat dinner and not change our minds. After which we take a roundabout way to the car, going by Rockefeller Center, noticing that Michael Crawford is appearing at Radio City Music Hall, decided to see him and then changing our minds. As a top price of $75 per in a 6,000-seat theater, it doesn't seem worth it for us to pay $30 each to get a nosebleed. So we head back to New Jersey, rent a movie on special for $1, stop off at a Dynamite ice cream store to eat hand-rolled cones of homemade frozen yogurt so huge that any dietetic benefit is seriously negated. It is a wonderful day for Lily and me, full of assorted sensations, enjoying each other's company in a special way we often do. And to add to the wonder is that there is another day to go. It is hard to recognize. Gone is the vacant lot that our apartment windows looked about upon, and gone is the one flanking the attached house. Gone is the waist-high brick and stone fence surrounding a plot of grass, replaced by a small, brightly painted wrought iron fence surrounding a growth of concrete.